There's a special kind of magic in a bakery, a magic made of flour, yeast, and time. But in a small town, nestled between two hills, there was a baker who tried to cheat this magic, and in doing so, he taught everyone the most important lesson they would ever learn. This is the story of a baker named Leo. Not just any baker, he was the fastest baker anyone had ever seen. He was young, full of fire, and believed that speed was the secret to success. While other bakers were patient, Leo rushed. He would mix his dough in a whirlwind, knead it for just on the minute, and shove it into the hottest part of the oven. His dream was simple: to have the most popular bakery in the entire region. He wanted a line out the door. He wanted his name on everyone's lips. And at first, it worked. People were curious. They came to see the speedy baker. They bought his bread. But they noticed something. The crust was pale and soft. The inside was often dense, sometimes even doughy. It filled their stomachs, but it didn't fill their hearts. Leo would just shrug. "It's fine," he'd say, dusting flour from his apron. "It's fast. It's efficient. They will come back for the convenience." But they didn't. Day by day, the line grew shorter. The bell above his door jingled less and less. His once busy bakery grew quiet, filled only with the lonely smell of yeast and disappointment. Leo was baffled. He worked so hard. He was the first to arrive and the last to leave. He was moving faster than anyone. So why was he failing? One evening, as he was about to throw away another day of unsold bread, an old man walked in. He was Mr. Aldo, the owner of a small, forgotten bakery on the other side of town. A bakery that never seemed to have many customers, but had somehow been there for 50 years. "Your bread," Mr. Aldo said, his voice as soft and warm as a morning roll. "It has no song." Leo laughed. "A song? Bread doesn't sing, old man. It's just flour and water." Mr. Aldo simply picked up one of Leo's loaves. It felt heavy. He tapped it. It made a dull thud. "Exactly," Mr. Aldo said. "Listen." He then pulled a small loaf from his own bag. It was golden brown, crusty, and perfect. He tapped it. It made a hollow, crisp tap, tap, tap sound. This has a song. This bread has lived a life." He placed his loaf on the counter. The secret is not in the baking, it is in the waiting. The next morning, Leo went to Mr. Aldo's bakery. It was a small, humble place, and there was no rushing. Leo watched amazed as Mr. Aldo treated the dough not as a thing to be made, but as a living thing to be cared for. He mixed the ingredients slowly, with a gentle hand. Then, he covered the dough and set it aside. "Now," Mr. Aldo said, "we wait." "Wait for what?" Leo asked impatiently. "We wait for the magic," Mr. Aldo replied. "For the yeast to breathe life, for the gluten to stretch and grow strong. This is when the bread becomes bread." Hours passed. Leo, who was used to doing everything in minutes, felt like he was wasting time. He paced. He checked the clock. But as he watched, something incredible happened. The dough, once a small lump, began to rise. It swelled, becoming soft and airy, full of tiny bubbles. It was alive. Mr. Aldo gently folded it. "It needs one more rest," he said, "to build character." Leo was stunned. "You mean you do almost nothing? You just wait?" "I do everything," Mr. Aldo corrected him gently. I give it the one thing it truly needs: time. Finally, the dough went into the oven. When Mr. Aldo's bread came out, it was a masterpiece. The crust was a deep golden brown. It crackled as it cooled. When he cut it open, the inside was a beautiful, airy landscape of soft holes and pockets. Then, Mr. Aldo cut open one of Leo's old rushed loaves. It was solid and dense. "Your bread," Mr. Aldo said, "is like a life that never had time to grow. It was rushed to the finish line. It never had the chance to develop its flavor, its strength, its song." He looked Leo directly in the eyes. "You are so busy baking, you forgot to let the dough rise." In that moment, Leo didn't just see two different loaves of bread. He saw two different ways to live. He saw his own life. Rushing through his days, rushing his work, rushing his dreams, never allowing anything the time it needed to truly develop. He wanted success to be instant, like a microwave meal. But a great life, like a great loaf of bread, cannot be rushed. Tears filled his eyes. He wasn't a failed baker. He was a rushed one. And in his rushing, he had failed the most important ingredient of all. Leo went back to his bakery a changed man. He took down the sign that said, "The Quick Loaf." He started over. He mixed his dough with patience. He kneaded it with care. And most importantly, he learned to wait. He let the dough rise once, then twice. He no longer watched the clock. He listened to the dough. He learned its rhythm. The first loaves that came out of his oven were different. They were golden. They sang that beautiful hollow song when he tapped them. The smell was richer, deeper. He gave the first loaf to a customer. She took a bite, and her eyes widened. "Leo," she said, "this is incredible. What did you do differently?" Leo smiled, a genuine, peaceful smile for the first time in years. "Nothing," he said. "I just stopped doing so much." Word spread, not about a fast baker, but about a good one. The line began to form again. But this time, it wasn't out of curiosity. It was out of love. Leo finally understood. You see, your dreams are like that dough. Your talents, your relationships, your inner peace, they all need their own time to rise. If you rush the process, you end up with something hollow or something dense that never reached its potential. The magic doesn't happen in the fire of the oven. It happens in the quiet, dark, patient waiting. So, stop rushing your dough. Give your dreams the time they need to grow. Be patient with your own journey. Trust the process, because the best things in life, the things that are truly fulfilling, that have a song, they all need time to rise.